One President William Ruto did say this, that only Raila Odinga could compete with me. Continues to say, hao wote tutawashinda mapema asubuhi na mapema. For those who want a translation, it means we will wipe them off early in the morning. All right, so let's look at some of the conversations that we've also seen around this topic. Interim or acting party leader for ODM, Raila Odinga, has been speaking, and it's a good thing that I do have a guest here this morning. We want to make sense of what he's saying this morning, because we've seen a lot that is spoken. He's saying, for our party to be strong, we cannot deputize. We have to get in our candidate. One. Number two, also goes on to say that indeed, if you look at where we are as a country, he's talking to his party members, he's telling them, if somebody comes with goodies, you take up the goodies, but remain steadfast. Gladys Wanga has been speaking as well, who's a party official for ODM, has been saying, in the upcoming by-elections, where UDA has filed a candidate, that candidate is going to be treated as a broad-based candidate. Where ODM has filed a candidate, that candidate is going to be treated as a broad-based candidate. So there's not going to be competition. Ruth Odinga has been speaking as well, totally saying, and I will quote, this nonsense for 2 terms will not help ODM. In fact, she goes right ahead and told the party, we need to field our candidate and go for the elections in a 2027. Party SG, that is Edwin Sifuna, has been speaking, and is a man who's not changed his word from the get-go. Even after he went to the burial for the late Raila Odinga, he said, our agreement was taking us all the way to 2027. Past that, I do not know. I was not told, and I'm speaking as a party SG. So the party has to come together and say what happens after 2027, because that is nowhere in the book. That is ODM in a snapshot. What's going on the other side? We do know that former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has been speaking, and is saying the campaign that he might do for one Kalonzo Musyoka in the event that they work together is going to be bigger than the campaign that he did for one President William Ruto into the 2022 general elections. Jubilee also has a flag bearer, one Fred Matiang'i, and they've been seen together. That is one Martha Karua, Matiang'i, Rigathi Gachagua, Kalonzo. Might they be cooking something? That's exactly what we're here to talk about this morning. Just before then we get into that conversation, let me see exactly what it is that you're waking up to this morning in terms of your dailies. And as usual, we are going to start with the Daily Nation. We're going to look at exactly what they have this morning. And right here, you can see indeed they're talking about Tanzania has been in the headline, as we do know, all the way from last week up to now. And this is what Oburu is saying. It is DP or nothing. That is Oburu Odinga speaking this morning. And this part is saying ODM interim leader, that is Oburu Odinga, has drawn a bold red line in Kenya's post-Raila politics, declaring that the party will not settle for anything less than the deputy president's seat in a 2027 for both President William Ruto and the United Opposition. This proposition comes with some tough, consequential political arithmetic. That story is covered now on page 4 and 5, and it's speaking at a time when the rest of the party members or the party leaders are expressing divergent views as well. It's a good thing. That's exactly what we're going to talk about this morning, and you're going to read that story on page 4 and 5 this morning. And here it is, the story that we've been covering since last week. Teasered elections, Chadema rejects poll results as Ruto silence on vote questioned. That story has been covered on page 2 of the Daily Nation, right here. All right, on page 6, devastation as landslide death toll climbs to 26. The rains that are getting experienced in majority parts of the country, this is exactly what we're seeing now, and that death toll now has climbed to 25 as the people who are reported are still missing. That story has been covered on page 6. All right, Kenyans clean sweep at New York Marathon 1, 2, and 3. And it's a continuous from where we were 2 months ago. So congratulations to all the athletes. You want to see exactly how they performed, then that story has been covered on the back page of the Daily Nation this morning. Good. On the same faith, then let's cross over to the Standard and see exactly what we have this morning as well. And they've been quite critical on the election in Tanzania, and this is exactly what they have this morning. Tanzania massacre. Oof. And if you look at this headline, then you will see exactly what they're talking about, that if Mwalimu Julius Nyerere were to return to the nation he built on the ideals of African unity, it would be horrified, as Tanzania's first female president fought to secure her own mandate. Blood flowed across the land, cut off from the world during and after polling. Tanzanians endured what rights groups now describe as a bloodbath that was hidden behind an official blackout, but laid bare through reports shared with Kenyan counterparts. That story has been covered on page 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Standard. And that's the bigger story here. And there's been what majority of rights groups are saying skew reporting and the reality of what was on the ground. And we've seen Tanzania still trending to date, with 98% of the Tanzanians who went to the polls choosing Samia Hassan Suluhu according to the electoral body of the Republic of Tanzania. Whether indeed this was exactly what majority of Tanzanians went to pick or not, it's up to Tanzania to decide. And I'll be touching on this slightly this morning with our panelists who are in the studio, even to report on the taste of this headline from the Standard this morning. You want to be a part and parcel of our broadcast this morning, you can actually be part of it and look up TV across all of them. I am at Kiage Simba online. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. This is the Morning Drift. And just like that, let's jump and see exactly what it is that you are talking about, mainly on online in terms of your trends. And I'll be picking briefly what they are this morning. And I can see churches trending, and this is coming on the backdrop of President William Ruto donating 50 million shillings to the construction of a church in the country. That conversation also keeps on going across the country as well. We do have other trends this morning that we're looking at. Let me just pick some of them. Tanzania is also trending this morning. ODM is also trending, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about this morning. So majority of these headlines are exactly what we are going to focus on this morning. At this time then, let me introduce the gentlemen who are joining us this morning for our main conversation. And I will start with a man who's been quite elusive this morning, but I know he's been campaigning a lot. He is Yokibra constituency 2027 Member of Parliament aspirant Stephen Juma. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning. My name is Steve Juma, the senior lecturer, the aspirant Kibra 2027. Let's just want to take this opportunity to welcome our viewers for this conversation. It's a discussion. I always believe that it's a good time for us to discuss issues that affect our country, issues that bring the countries together, issues that be able to get the sustainability in terms of development and moving forward.
That's it.
The future.
Happy to have you around. Also joining us this morning, we do have a man who's now wenyeji. Unajua wanasema wenyeji Wakikuyu huko, they're not supposed to be introduced first because they're the ones who welcome a guest into the studio. We do have the UDA lobby group's chair, who is one Shilka Douglas. How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine. Good morning, everyone. Karibu sana.
Happy to have you around. Gentlemen, I'd like us to jump directly into what we've seen this morning. Director, if you can you take me back to the Daily Nation, where we have a couple of headlines that I would like us to touch on. Majority of them are actually going to form part of our discussion this morning. And I will start with the first one, Oburu. It is DP or nothing. And I'll pick quick sentiments on this because that's exactly what we're talking about this morning as well, where ODM interim leader Raila Odinga has drawn a bold red line in Kenya's post-Raila politics. Stephen, is that it? That it's gotta be DP? Is Raila Odinga already declining to the fact that ODM is going to support Ruto in the 2027 polls?
First, let me appreciate Raila Odinga for taking over the party as a leader and showing the direction to the leader. Because once Raila passed away, those issues that ODM will disintegrate, it will spill into smaller parties, yes. Like initially Ford Kenya, the KANU and the rest. But because Oburu chips in and now is taking over the parties, giving the party direction and guideline, it's been bold enough to give the direction, at least to stand in as a leader. So we have to give a credit to him at this particular time when things are shaky, but he has chipped in as a leader. Number two, there's been issues about the broad base, about what Raila said before his death and all that. And what we do know, that Raila said in public in Machakos, that they only supported Ruto by giving an expert from ODM to help him run the government.
Yes.
And he said it in Machakos in a broad daylight, that when it comes to 2027, ODM as a party and the people of support ODM will be able to chart the way forward and give direction concerning on the same. The Secretary General, who is the spokesperson of the party and the CEO of the party at the moment, Edwin Sifuna, been categorically very imperative, stating that ODM did not say they're going to support Ruto 2027. He has the document. I think he has the document. What was there was 10 agenda that was adopted from the NATO report, yes, that helped the current government run the government until 2027. Then ODM will make a decision where they are going to, either they're going to have a candidate or they're going to support William Ruto, if that's the case, or they support opposition, if that is the case. But again, however, the party has got what we call the National Council. The party has got structure. The party has got the system. The party, whatever you hear in the media, whatever you hear on the street, everybody in ODM must push for his own interest. Those who are in the government, the Mbadi, the Hassan Joho, and the Oparanya, they can push for their own narrative to cover their own interests at this time in place, okay? Gladys Wanga might push for her own narrative to cover her interests. I heard the other day she's saying that there was a DP promise, Ruto promised to become the DP in 2027. That is an individual that is pushing for the narrative. They are not pushing for the narrative that ODM was founded on the principle of democracy. ODM was founded on the principle of freedom and justice. ODM was founded to fight for the people of Kenya all along. That's what Raila Odinga has been standing for. Raila Odinga has not been standing for personal, individual interests here and there. And therefore, the party has a time and has structure in place that they will be able to give a direction of what to do based on the party organ, based on the structure, yes, but not based on individual agenda.
That's it, yeah, pretty much. And I know we're going to talk about on that one deeply this morning. Shuka, let me come to you as well. I mean, does this headline make you happy? I mean, it tends to go with what a party will be happy with as a UDA party this morning. Shiuka, are you happy with this headline where Raila Odinga is seemingly resigning to the fact that the ODM is going to support Ruto in the 2027 election?
Thank you so much, Mr. Simba. In fact, that's a good statement coming from the interim party leader of ODM, because it tells you that the ODM party is now willing, completely willing, to support the UDA candidate and the president for 2027. Because if I come and tells you that I'm ready to take number 2, what does it say? It means that I am ready to work with you. And I'm speaking from, and I think the party leader, Dr. Raila Odinga, is speaking from the spirit of the broad-based agreement which was agreed between the Enigma, the late Honorable, Right Honorable Raila Odinga and His Excellency, the President, who is the party leader of UDA, that we are working together in spirit. So for those who are running ahead of time and saying that we did not agree to work with the government, with the UDA up to 2027, I think they're jumping the gun, because from what Oboro Odinga has said, he's saying that we are willing to continue working with you only when if you give us the deputy president, which is okay, because no single party will just walk in and say we are supporting you for nothing. So I think the party leader of ODM, Dr. Oboro Odinga, is trying to up the game for negotiation, for 2027 negotiation.
Yes.
But as of now, UDA and ODM are working together as a broad-based agreement.
That's it.
Anybody with the cultural opinion, he can come forward and tell us, because you know, we have got two things. One, what a party leader can say when he's in the funeral is not a party, it's a proposition. And what a party leader can come and have a meeting, and then they come and address the press or Kenyans and say, this is a party position. Mm-hmm. So I'm speaking from the knowledge that the broad-based agreement was a communication from two parties together. Not what the party leader will come and in the funeral and say, I'm saying this, or Sifuna come. No, the party position was that ODM and UDA are working together as broad-based, on broad-based agreement. Yeah. Even if it is up to 2027, but they are working together. That is the spirit. If they work together well up to 27, what is going to stop them from going beyond 27 together? And this is why Oboro Odinga is saying, we demand to have a TP position, which is okay. It is not bad. That is a negotiation. He can have it or not, but that's a negotiation. But when they agree, they move forward. Because all of us, we are Kenyans. We have to look at the bigger picture of inclusivity and working together. So anybody who's saying that UDA and ODM are not working together, I think is missing the point, completely missing the point. Yes.
Deeper level this morning, and I can see Stephen Juma process that information. I want you to hold your thoughts up to when we get there. Also, this morning we do have Tanzanian elections that have been covered heavily this morning. Gentlemen, just your quick thoughts on what you thought about the Tanzanian elections. That's the last headline that we have here, even on the Standard. I know what they've given a majority of coverage this morning is on the Tanzanian elections. The opposition have come out to say there was no election that happened in Tanzania. And I would like us to look at the headline for the Standard this morning. Director, if you can give us the headline for the Standard that have called it, just like majority of media across the country haven't called it this morning, and they're calling it the Tanzanian massacre this morning. Let's start with you, Juma. What do you think of that headline for the Standard? They've called it the way it is. They're calling it the Tanzanian. Just let me pick your sentiments, Yuka, first before we cross over to Juma this morning. What do you think of the Tanzanian election?
I think. From where I sit, I think we have never had such acrimonious election in Tanzania, such as the one we have just had. And from what I've been reading through the press, I don't know if it was free and fair. I don't know. Because of what has happened, you know, the opposition leader was locked up. He did not participate. But having said that, I think it is a disgrace to the Chama cha Mapinduzi, the founding party of Tanzania, which the founding father, Dr. Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, left. That's it. I think the party is now turning out to suppress democracy from within the country. And I think I will not say as so much I'll reserve this my comments on this because is a topic that is touching so much on international relation of our party and CCM.
That's it.
So I think I'll leave it at that. Yes, I'll just leave it at that.
That's it. Juma, quick sentiments. The Standard is saying it's a Tanzania massacre. Do you agree?
The Tanzanian election is a total joke, unfortunate. The incident that was not supposed to occur in the first place, a joke, yes. Unfortunate, and an incident that was supposed to take place in a modern democracy. Joke, unfortunate, incident that are not supposed to occur in a modern democracy. Why am I saying that? There was nothing like free, there was nothing like election. Let's not even talk of free and fair. There's nothing like election in Tanzania. One, no communication, no network connection, yes. In Tanzania. Mm-hmm. Number two, you lock the opposition leaders on cell or put them in jail or in prison, and you want to compete yourself. That is not what our forefathers, the founding fathers of Tanzania, opted for in a modern democracy, in a modern world of technology. So it was a joke, total nonsense, unfortunate, something that cannot be called for in a modern democracy.
That's it. Pretty much. All right, gentlemen, then I beg then we jump into our main conversation this morning. And if you want to be part of those headlines, majority of them have been covered on our platforms as a Lookup TV across all our social media platforms. All right, this is exactly what we're going to talk about this morning. It's on the politics for 2027, and we do know that majority of leaders across the country have been speaking heavily about how 2027 is supposed to be. This is one of them. Raila Odinga is also speaking on it. Not just him, but even within ODM and outside ODM, there has been a lot that has happened this weekend. Juma, I'll take you to Kasipul this weekend as well, where we had a big rally that was looked at as one that would essentially give way ahead for a coalition government between UDA and ODM. I'll tell you script by script exactly what Kithure Kindiki said. Kithure Kindiki was even pushing for the support of one of Raila Odinga now to be the rightful leader of one ODM, even asking members of the Kasipul constituency to come actually out and support him as the outright leader of ODM. Key leaders, even from within UDA, went in to drum up support for President Ruto within Kasipul, and we should be talking about that. And if you look at where the campaigns have happened this weekend, it is in the western part of Kenya and the Nyanza part of Kenya, where we do know ODM enjoys majority support. Is that it? Is that what we're looking at in 2027? Guess what? We take a tiny breather. Once we come back, that is the conversation that is channeled around the topic of President Ruto saying, come 2027, it's going to be bright and early. So be ready for two-term, according to him. Once we come back right here, still with Juma and one Hugh Douglas this morning. Good morning.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi mazuri.
mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
I recall the doctor telling me that day, he said, Sarah, I'm sorry about what happened to you, but you see, life happens. You would have to learn to work with your hands, depend on your hands more.
And today, if you're going through anything that you do not understand, just call on this name, Jesus, and he will save you.
I realized I loved music when I was about 7 or 8. I used to puff my cheeks and play the 12-bar blues. Like, I'd walk around the house doing like...
Why do we need the Holy Spirit?
I mean, if you look at what Jesus said when he was leaving, he said he is going and that he will send the Holy Spirit as our helper.
So God knows everything since the end, from the beginning, has a plan for your life. So to find that plan for your life, you must find God. When you find God, you will know the path for your life.
Save a Life is a non-profit organization that has taken the front line in transforming lives in the entire country. So far, we have transformed the life of over 100,000 people through our programs, which include medical support, youth empowerment, street family program, feeding program, and climate change. Join us today as we transform lives. As we always say, service to humanity is service to God. Save a life, transforming lives.
How easy is it for you to forgive someone who has hurt you? How easy is it? What are some tips, a person can apply to improve their public speaking skills?
We all have personality lazy somewhere around us.
In my mind, whenever I'm invited for a public speaking event, I don't like to put a lot of, accessories or too many colors.
What are the major things to look out when choosing a school for a child?
Another cheesy conversation starter is, men do this a lot. They look familiar. Have we met before? No. We met in Nobody is buying that line again. No, we don't. We don't buy it anymore.
All right. Welcome back again to the Morning Drift. It's a good thing then that we're going to talk about that. Also be involved and look up TV across all your social media platforms. Let me then jump into that conversation this morning with our guests who are in the studio this morning. Juma, let's jump in then. President Dr. William Ruto has declared that, gentlemen, that come 2027, the only man who could have competed with me is one Raila Odinga. And then he's looked at the rest of them who are in the running for the 2027 general elections, and they said, that's not competition. We're going to win as Ali, as Asubuhi na Mapema. Juma, let's begin from that.
He was mocking Raila supporters by saying that people who, it was an unfortunate statement and a reckless statement. He was mocking us, that people who work with Furias are no longer there. He was targeting Raila, and we know very well what happened. So he was mocking us, and we are sorry for that. And he's saying that
he was mocking.
No,
you know my friend.
People, no. I mean it, Ling. When you say Raila was the one spearheading that mandamano for Sufurias, when you categorically stand on top of the vehicle and says people who was fighting him and working with Sufurias are no longer there, he's not talking of Elijah and Juma here. Come on, let's be sensitive in what we're saying. He's talking of Raila Odinga is not there. And you remember in some of the social media during campaign, he says very well, he will take Raila Odinga home to Bondo unknowingly. Those clips are still there and media keep on reminding you. So when you stand
on a campaign trail like that in Western, and you say some of people who was fighting me and carrying Furias in their head are no longer there. It's not Juma and Elijah. It's not Oburu Odinga. It's not Gladys Wanga. It's talking about Raila, because Raila was the champion of the movement, and that was a reckless statement from him. And that's why I'm saying, even if you read this Citizen, it's categorically clear that in the next 6 months, we know what happened, and we are going to go very quiet. We know what happened. And saying, if we decide ODM and endorse Babu, the old gun who want to run to support Ruto will remain on their own. If we decide that Babu Wino goes for president today, Ruto will be defeated very early in the morning. Somebody not tell you that ODM does not run short of people who can run for presidency. That's a lie, and that's what I've been telling you. Those people who've been saying, oh, 2027, in broad-based will support Ruto, they are championing for their own interests. Because ODM has got Simbarati. ODM has got Hassan Joho, who has been a minister, has been a governor. ODM has Oparanya. ODM has got Oburu Odinga. ODM has got Edwin Sifuna, very youth MP. ODM has got a Misi, who is very vocal in Western Province. ODM has a governor in Tana River. ODM has a governor in Wajir. ODM has got veteran Anyang' Nyong'o, professor. ODM has got James Orengo. You cannot tell me that ODM does not have a candidate in 2027. We still have 2 years to 2027. So somebody who think that ODM will support Ruto will be on a shock at the end of the day. Will be on a shock at the end of the day, knowing very well we know what happened, and we know how Ruto have been mocking us, saying that the people who are carrying Sufurias on their head, fighting me, they are no longer there. And number two is a walk path on 2027. I will lead, I'll get a win lead. Ruto will be in a rude shock when the time comes. I can tell you. You cannot mock us. We know very well that the UDA people who came to mourn with us in Bondo, they are not mourning. They are very happy that Raila is not there. They think that now, since Raila is not there, taking ODM party is just a ride. They think so. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to. That's our party. We have fought for that party. We have built that party, and it's a party that have fought for democracy, the freedom, justice for the people of Kenya, and they stand with the people of Kenya. And that's why I keep on saying, let's listen to the people. Let's speak the language of the people. And I'm very concerned that Oburu is now start speaking the language of the people. What Raila stood for, he stood for the people. He don't stood for individual perspective. That's what happened when the GNC was taking over. You look at Kenya as a whole and look at, maybe we're going to lose a lot of people, quite a number of people. Let's come together. Let's bring peace in the country. He stood for the people, not for individual. So the hecklers will be surprised.
So we'll be coming to the specifics. Chuka, that is going to win mapema na asubuhi. Do you agree with the president?
I very much agree with my party leader and the president that we are going to win this game. Asubuhi na mapema. Why am I saying so? We are the ruling party. We already know our candidate.
Yes.
We already know what we need for us to win this game. We have our mathematics. Politics is about strategy and numbers. So my friend here is talking, my friend here is talking and saying that we are no party.
Bringing 20,000 votes.
Let me inform him.
Let him land.
Let me inform him, because he's saying we, referring to ODM, and he said here that it's partyless. So let me inform you that those who are in ODM, they know better where we are going. And let me tell you that as a ruling party, I support the president's statements that we shall win this asubuhi na mapema, because we have our strategy. We want to bring on board everybody. This is Kenya. We don't want to sideline people on ground that are completely meaningless. We want to transform this country. We have got a manifesto that other parties are coming on board. We push this country to the next level. So when the president says that we are going to win this as being the mapema, he knows what he's saying. And as a member of UDA and the chairman of UDA groups,
let them win by election first.
I know we have a strategy which we are going to blow, and we are going to win this as being the mapema. Number two,
Juma, let him land. Please get your points together. Let him land.
Number two,
yes.
Where is the opposition candidate? Where is he? We have our candidate, who is Dr. William Ruto. So he was trying to promote them, where is your candidate? They don't have a candidate. Who is going to contest with 827? They have got no candidate at the moment. So we shall beat them as we have got our strategy. Let me tell you, we have our strategy. We know we did 50+1, and that we have a strategy to get those numbers. So this one, we are going to implement our political strategy, and to the win must be Mapema. So my friend here, yes. Number one, is a candidate for Kipra constituency, parliamentary composition. Number two, he's a member of no political party. He confessed. No, you're not changing.
You are not getting. I told you. Let's not go to this confusion. Please. Don't allow this confusion. Don't allow the. Look, please. I'm on audio. Don't. Yes. But use the right language.
Juma, you're going to get a right of response. Yes.
Let him win by election first, which is the one to win. I'm quoting audio from the party position.
Which party position?
From the
where is written?
Juma, hold on.
Show me where it's written.
Juma, hold on.
Where is written?
You're gonna get.
There's nothing is written.
Juma, hold on. Juma, you're next. Juma, you're next.
From the party position.
Please.
Where is this written?
Juma, hold on.
We're talking over it. I'm a lawyer. I'm written with written document. No, but written document. Where is it?
Gentlemen,
which fact is written? Fact must be written.
From a point of no.
Gentlemen,
gentlemen.
Let me tell you. Juma, let's do this.
Juma cannot challenge me because I am quoting audio from what
Juma, here's the thing.
He's quoting his own things.
Gentlemen, let's do this.
Ask him to give us formal communication.
That's it.
Himself. He doesn't have anything.
Juma, let's do this, gentlemen. Guess what? We
he doesn't have anything.
Hold on. Shuka, hold on.
His table has what is written.
Shuka, hold on.
Is Sufuna. Shuka. Written document. Where is the written document?
Gentlemen.
Where is your written document? Please.
Gentlemen.
Is it written anywhere?
Gentlemen. Here's the thing, gentlemen. Here's the thing, Juma, hold on. Gentlemen, listen to me. Yes, gentlemen, your mics are not going to
say otherwise.
It's not written anywhere.
Gentlemen, let's do this. Gentlemen, listen. Stephen Juma, listen. Shuka, you go. Let me give this. Juma, hold on. Let's give this conversation some order. Gentlemen, we have 1 hour 30 minutes left for this conversation.
What I'm saying.
Hold on, Shuka. Hold on. We have 1 hour 30 minutes left. I enjoy this conversation is what I wanted to have this morning, but our audience really has to hear what you're saying, gentlemen. Stephen Juma, guess what? I'm going to give you all the time in the world for this conversation. Shiuka, could you kindly make your point? Juma, you're going to come next. You have a right of response.
What I'm saying.
That's it.
Juma is speaking from a point of ignorance. And let me support my point of saying.
Juma, hold on. Juma, hold on.
Say your point. I've told you to table.
Can we take a gentlemen, can we take a break?
Tell me UDS signed things that are not signed.
Hold on, Juma. Juma, hold on. Juma, hold on. Juma, hold on. Juma, hold on. Yes. Just hold on. All right. Can we take a breather? Juma, it's all right. Juma, okay. Shuka, just hold on. Gentlemen.
I'm going to
yes.
From the official party position. You get me?
Yes.
The position that UDA and ODM came together in public at KICC and made a official party position that UDA and ODM are going to work together in what we call the broad-based.
That's it.
Official position.
Juma, hold on. Juma, keep your cool.
Any other official position, any other position, as far as I'm concerned, as the national chairman of UDA local groups, as a UDA member, you get me?
That's it.
Any other position is completely made out of ignorance. because it's not a official party position. The official party position of UDA.
Juma, I'll come to you.
The official party position of UDA and ODM is broad-based.
That's it.
Any other thing coming outside there is personal position of his members.
Shuka, I'll be coming to you. Shuka, I'll be coming to you.
And I want to challenge my friend.
Yes.
Juma, let me tell you.
Juma, let me run it. Juma, let me run it. I'll be coming to you, sir.
I want to keep, let Juma give me time to talk. I'll give him time.
That's it.
I want him to table on this table.
Yes.
Any official communication from the ODM.
That's it.
Saying otherwise. I challenge him. Put it here.
That's it, Juma. I know you're gonna come in and respond to everything that we said. It's all right, Juma.
Okay.
We're gonna do that. And Juma, just before you speak.
Yes, Shuka. Issues factually.
That's it. Shuka, hold on. Shuka, hold on. That's it. And that's exactly what I want to say. That's it. Shuka, hold on. Juma, hold on. Just hold on, gentlemen. It's a lively conversation, and I do love this kind of conversation this morning. But just hold on, Juma.
Okay.
And I know your constituents are watching this morning, and after this, they'll be really wanting to hear exactly what you're saying, gentlemen. I promise we still have 1 hour 15 minutes left for this show. That's a long time, and we have a lot of issues that we're gonna execute here this morning. So please, can we proceed with some sort of order in this conversation, Juma? Just as you get ready to respond, the question that is getting thrown to the ODM this morning, even as you get ready to the 2027 elections, the top leadership of that party doesn't seem to know what to communicate at present. The party SG is saying, just hold on, the party SG is saying, we need to talk about the 2027 elections. I know what Raila Odinga told me. If you hear the rest of them, like Gladys Wango, who's an official of ODM as well this morning, she's saying, well, we gotta be in this government to 2027, sort of championing what looks like a coalition government. Why don't you have a candidate as to speak, even if that's what the party wants, Juma? What are you waiting for?
Let me now respond.
That's it.
One thing, I'll respond one by one. UDA at this UDA.
That's it. Shuka, give him time.
UDA are disparate. One, they already know they don't have any votes chunk anywhere. UDA are disparate. Things are being pushed from desperation point of view. They are very disparate, and they think the only code they can cling on is ODM. This is desperation, and that's what I'm telling him. If he's supporting the sentiment of his party leader that he will get a big win come 2027, let him first win the by-election. And we come here after 2020, after 27th of November. We come here. They are not going to win a single by-election with the party UDA and take it to the bank. It's a sentiment first to remove fear from the opposition or whoever want to oppose him. He thinks that he have a nice ride. Maybe perhaps the intelligent telling him that he'll be able. The ground gone, and it was already gone. He must fight for that, and that's why you find that he must cling in ODM court, thinking that broad-based. But let me assure my brother, the people that are purporting that supporting William Ruto in the broad-based, wanakula pesaki. Let me use the word. They are just eating their money because it's the time to eat. You know, when you give me food and I'm angry, I will eat. But they know where they're heading to. That does not block me from where I'm heading to. They are there enjoying William Ruto's money. That's why you see the whole deputy president, they have tried empowerment the whole 6 months. It has collapsed. It seemed not to work. They have killed the Gen Z. They think that they will silence the voice of the people. That seems not to work. They are now coming in with in the next 1 month, they'll come in with the formation of prime minister position, the 2 deputy, Gideon Moi come in. That is also not going to work for them. These are dying horse at the last moment, and they are pushing for narrative agenda that ODM must be on the broad base. We are there, we'll have to eat their money. We don't have any problem. Even if I'm invited today, I'll have to eat your money. Sorry, brother, but first win by election. If you feel that on 2027, Raja write it somewhere, they must first win the by-election, which they are not going to win single seat anywhere in the country. They are not going to win single seat anywhere in this country. Let's meet after 2027. Then now we can confirm what his party leader say he will have a ride on 2027. Now go back to the question that I'm asking. Why you not have a candidate? Raila Odinga just passed the other day. 2 years. In fact, those candidates that normally present before 2 years, a year, they never work. Those, even this opposition that are running up and down, saying they are opposition, they will not work. Opposition normally formed in the next 6 months to election. Normally is 8 to 6 if it doesn't understand. So you can't force the opposition to give you a candidate. In fact, what they fear is a slogan of one term, Ruto against the nation. Because this, the Ruto ride on wheelbarrow, hustler narrative is going, that's why they keep on sending fear in Kenyans, to Kenyan voters, asking, give us the candidate. Is they better run against the candidate than running on a slogan of Ruto one term. Ruto will run, even when the chicken given on the ballot, he will run even against the kitchen. Other umbwa, he will run against the umbwa. But it's going to be Ruto against Kenyan. And that's what they don't want. That's why they keep on insisting. Where did you hear that you give a candidate 2 years before election? Even it has never happened in Kenya. Never happened in Kenya. It will be 6 months before election. But they already know the ground does not favor them in this particular angle. They keep on pushing. It's better run against individual than running against slogan. Kenyans have decided, and they are making a call that us, 2027, whoever Ruto will be on the ballot, it will be Ruto against Kenyan. The other time it was maybe one community against 42. Asla against the rich people. This time round is going to be Ruto versus Kenyans. That is what's going to be there. So don't worry of the candidate. Don't worry. Even if you decide to give Simbarati in the 6 months before, don't worry. If you decided to give even Wamunyoro, don't worry. If you decide to give Babu Wino, don't worry. If you decide to give it Sufuna, don't worry. You work on your platform. Where are they going to get votes? Let's start with Mdavadi. Surely, somebody who cannot even win an MCA in his village in Vihiga, he doesn't even, from his gate, there's an MCA that won the election through, I don't know, Ford Kenya or something. The MP is UDA. Watangula run a party of village. Where do they going to get votes, these people? Because if they talk of Northeastern Duale is someone who is normally being elected by 9,000 votes every election in Garissa town. So why are they going to get votes? You leave a bigger vote chunk, which is vote rich, which is central, and then you come and say now you are clinging to ODM court to save you. ODM won't save Ruto. ODM won't save Ruto. In fact, I've told you, Elijah, 6 months from now, the local community will go quiet about Ruto. Let me tell you, and for a fact, and you should take this to the bank. Yes. Those people are pushing Ruto narrative right now. Let me start. Gladys Wanga, her husband is given a job by Ruto's government. Opio Wandai, pushing narrative, is a cabinet, is enjoying Ruto's money. John Badi is a cabinet enjoying Ruto's money. The rest are out. You cannot tell me that you are in government where we have 90 people, head of parastatal, are coming from Kalenjin community. Why can't he give us 50-50? 45 head of parastatal, the entire cabinet at 22. We have cabinet 22. Only 3, you want ODM to support you, and you have 3 cabinets, and then you are telling us you are in government. Which government? That government is those people are there for their personal interest and their personal gain, and they are enjoying that gain, which is okay because they are taxpayers. There's no problem. But they're not supposed to tell us anything come after 2027. We'll make a direction. If it's not going to happen, the young generation are going to chant our way forward. And that's why, even calling Babu Wino to be our leader, we have that option. But supporting William Ruto is a no-go zone.
Just hold on. Shuka, I know you're going to get a right response to whatever he's saying. Just for the sake of this conversation as well. And I know it's coming from what Stephen Juma this morning, the Kibra Member of Parliament aspirant for 2027, has presented this morning. If you look at the conversation that happened at Kasipul this weekend, where we had an amalgamation of UDA and ODM party leaders, Gladys Wanga presented such an interesting proposal that in the areas where a UDA candidate has been fronted, they're going to call that candidate a broad-based candidate, and they will not field an ODM candidate to compete the UDA candidate. In the areas where ODM has filled the candidate, UDA will not field the candidate, and they're going to treat the ODM candidate as a broad-based candidate. In that particular sitting as well, Kithure Kindiki spoke. You could hear exactly what he's asking the Kasipul residents to champion for. Number one, He said, do you support Oburu Odinga as the leader of ODM? And you could see the chants that were coming from the crowds. They all in unison said, indeed, we support this guy. But then that statement from Kithure Kindiki doesn't look like it's bare, because the statements that are coming from Oburu Odinga this morning, from what we've seen from the dailies this morning, he already speaks like a man who says, we want the deputy president position, nothing less. Maybe that's something that Stephen Juma would come in and tell us later. But even though he's speaking towards 2027, that is a man who kind of knows exactly what he's championing for within the party, that come 2027 will support ODM and get given the deputy president seat. Is that what it is?
Thank you so much, Mr. Sim. First, allow me to educate my friend about political strategy. You know, from where I sit, and I'm telling you, I support my party leader's sentiment, that he has got no competitor. We, as UDA, we have a strategy. We have a watertight strategy to win this election with more than 65%. So, my party leader, Dr. William Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya, is speaking from the confidence that we know what we are going to do. Number two, I want to also educate my friend about political strategy, in that in the by-elections, we have agreed through the spirit of the broad-based coalition, broad-based working arrangement with the ODM, to have what we call broad-based candidates. Broad-based candidates. Even though they'll be having on the previous parties.
Yes.
But those are going to be our broad-based candidates.
Yes.
Like in Magarini. No, let me educate you. Give me time to educate you.
Go to win the election.
That's what I'm telling you.
Juma, let's give him time.
That's why I'm telling you.
Right to respond.
I'm speaking from a strategic point of view.
Yes.
That politics is about strategy.
You cannot win by
It's not about, let me tell you, give me time.
Juma, let him clear.
Give me time. You cannot be in politics without having a strategic mind, without having a strategy. And that's why I'm telling you.
Juma,
that's why I'm telling you. Give me time. I educate you a little bit. That's why in this by-election, in the spirit of the broad-based agreement between UDA and ODM, we agreed. We agreed.
There's nothing like broad-based. Don't confuse
Juma, hold on. Please, let's give him time.
Work in the same spirit,
yes,
so that where we feel that ODM have a stronghold, we withdraw in the spirit, yes, and we support the candidates.
Yes.
And I can show you in Malava, for example. Let me give you a strategy.
Juma, hold on. Juma, just let's hold on.
In Malava,
yes.
You're going to win.
In the spirit of the broad-based,
yes,
the spirit of the broad-based.
Yes.
No, don't be childish, bro. In the spirit of broad-based, ODM have agreed to withdraw their candidate and support.
They cannot win. That's why.
Ndagwa on UDA candidate, UDA party,
yes,
because of the spirit. In Magarini, UDA have withdrawn in favor.
Juma, just hold on.
I'm giving you facts.
Juma,
no.
Juma, hold on.
I'm giving you facts.
Let him present.
Give me time. I explain.
Juma,
no. Give me time. Mr. Simba, protect me.
Juma,
give me time.
Juma, let me. No,
unless you want to make this a shouting match, but let him give me my time.
Juma,
let him give me time.
Juma,
I'm giving you facts.
Juma, hold on.
It's not the public.
Juma,
I'm giving you facts.
Juma, hold on.
No,
Juma,
you see Simba?
Yes.
Just give me time.
Gentlemen, Juma.
I'm giving you facts.
Shuka, let me protect you. Shuka, let me protect you.
You know,
just hold on.
Does not understand what we call political strategy.
Juma,
but you cannot win any seat with
Juma, hold on. Juma.
Which strategy are you not going to
win? Listen now.
Are you going to win any seat for election?
We are the ruling party.
Which one?
We are the ruling party.
You win.
Gentlemen.
No, we are the ruling party.
You will win.
Can you appreciate?
back. Can
No,
you win?
can you appreciate that?
Can you win a single party?
No, what I'm saying,
these guys are not going to win
appreciate the fact.
a single
election.
They're not going to win.
Shuka, let me protect you, please.
Protect him, but
just
they're
hold
not
on.
any single
Just hold
seat.
on.
I don't want to engage in a shouting match.
Shuka, just hold on.
UDA is not going to win any single seat. That's what
Shuka,
we
hold
want
on.
to hear.
Shuka, hold on.
Yes.
Juma, hold on. Juma, we gotta have this.
Yes.
Shuka, hold on. Shuka, hold on. Gentlemen.
A single seat.
Gentlemen.
Claim you have a strategy. Which strategy and you are dying on the ground?
I was debunking,
Gentlemen.
I was unpacking.
Yes, Juma, gentlemen.
For this guy to understand.
Gentlemen. I mean, gentlemen. Guess what? You know, gentlemen, Juma, hold on. Just give me my time, please. Let me steal this time from you as well. I'll give you that time as well.
Yes.
Let me address you for the second time as well, gentlemen. I mean, you know, I hold you to such a high regard just before just Shuka, hold on. I mean, the criteria that I go through to pick you for these conversations, because I know once you come here, it's going to be about an education process. It's not going to be Juma, hold on, Shuka, hold on. So Juma,
See, when we go to the back
Juma, hold on. Juma, I understand. Juma, I totally understand. But in between,
the public, please.
Juma, I've given you, Juma,
don't bring politics.
Juma, please, I've given you all the time this morning. Juma, you're going to have a time to speak to your constituents and to your audience this morning.
I teach you.
Please.
No, let me.
No, Juma, please. Juma, who?
Never been in the ballot paper.
Juma, please. Juma, look at me. Juma, look at me. Juma, can you address me?
Yes.
Prior of this conversation, can you speak to your
Let me.
by addressing me this morning?
Yes.
Please, can we give him his 2 minutes?
Yes.
He only has 2 minutes. And I'll be crossing over to you, so you take over. You have a right of response. Thank you very much, Juma. Please, for the entire of the next debate, let's be guided by that. Juma, yes. Because a lot of people are listening to you this morning. And in fact, I'll show you some of the questions that I have this morning from your constituents as well. That one will be proper this morning for us to address it like that. Because they know you're in the house this morning. And he knows that you're in the house this morning. So let's have a conversation. Yes, gentlemen, I understand their energies, their everything that we need to do for this conversation, but let's be guided. All right, because you distinguished gentlemen. Juma, after this, you're going to be lecturing people in class at the Nairobi University. All right, so let's please table it like that. Fantastic. Shuka, could you please clear your point?
Yes, I was saying that I have given my friend all the time in the world, and let me have my time. So allow me to educate him a little bit about strategy.
What I don't want, because
Juma, for the sake,
no,
Juma,
telling me to declare.
no, Juma, could you kindly educate him back after this,
yes,
please.
Go to that direction.
For the sake of this debate, it's a debate.
Yes,
it's a debate. In fact, Juma, there's nothing. He's not stepped out. It's a debate, Juma. Please, kindly. You can educate him back after this. That's why we're here.
Yes.
To educate each other, kindly, please.
So, yes. Allow me to educate my friend
Shuka,
Juma,
2 minutes, please.
Because
yes,
he seemed not to understand what we call political strategy.
That's it.
Practically. Because when you say that UDA, I was just trying to tell him that it is a political strategy that UDA and ODM have in the spirit of the broad-based government, or the broad-based agreement, that we cannot play selfish from a point of almost ignorance. We compete against each other. So we say it as a party, as a UDA party, in the spirit of the broad-based government with ODM, we shall have to see where the party has got strengths, and then we support the candidates. We agreed, as a matter of, in the spirit of the broad-based, that in Magarini constituency, in Kilifi County, in Kilifi County, we shall support Honorable Harrison Kombe of ODM. Okay? Now, in Malaba, we agreed in the same broad-based spirit that we shall support the UDA candidate, Mr. Ndagwa. That is the position which my friend Juba does not understand in the politics. In politics, you go by a strategy to win. We don't just go there for competition. If you go there for competition, you will lose in the morning, And that's why I'm telling you that we in the broad-based government, we have a strategy to win by a landslide in 2027.
Yes.
By 8 a.m. in the morning.
That's it, Shiuka. Yes. Let me just hold on for the sake of this conversation. Again, we have to keep on driving the conversation. There's a man who's been central to the direction that the ODM party, to the situation or the position that the ODM party now finds itself in, is the SG, Edwin Sifuna. All right, and this is what he's saying. I want to read for you some sentiments that have come in this morning, and I'm going to read directly from the guys who are watching us this morning. I've got one, Gladys, this morning, was saying that the Sifuna problem has to be solved soon. It is not tenable that the party will be speaking from both sides of its mouth as we head to 2027. We're here talking about the direction that the party is supposed to take towards 2027 and beyond 2027. Juma, from within the party, why is the SG fighting the leadership of the party? Because within the party, you can hear the guys who are complaining. In fact, let me just put this point to you. One, Member of Parliament Atandi has actually told Sifuna that he should not think that he's the only man who can be the SG. That the guys within the party who are capable of becoming SG, and if he thinks he's going to run for president within the party, then he better leave. And these are some of the sentiments that we're getting from Kenyans this morning, like from Gladys this morning, who's saying that that problem has to be solved soon. Why is the party not speaking with the same voice? Why this dissenting views about an issue, Juma, this morning, that you seem so convinced of its outcome, yet the party as it stands, Juma, looks so confused about the direction that it should be taking?
Understand the reality. He's telling of the educating me. Let me now make him understand the reality. Respond to him before me and to make him understand the reality. UDA can't win any political seat in the next coming by-election. Take it to the bank. Take it to the bank. The story they're telling us here and there in the media that now they're working on a broad-based candidate, ODM candidate is their broad-based candidate, is the fear of not them being exposed. Is talking of a ruling party that have resources and everything, machinery and strategy, and yet they cannot field a candidate in different areas. That's already showing you that these are dying horse. It's not that they are calling this person the so-called broad-based. If I go to the ballot paper today, and let me tell you, ODM will surprise them. That's an ODM candidate. Is ODM win is an ODM candidate. If a UDA win is a UDA candidate. There's nothing written on the ballot paper like a broad base. There's nothing at all. Take it to the bank. It's a strategy that they know they're running away from the fear. They're running away that they've lost the ground. So they want to, it's a cover-up strategy. They know very well they cannot win anything. And they're not going to win anything. And take it to the bank. He keep on telling us a strategy. I keep on asking him, are you going to win even the Malava, where UDA was the candidate, the Ijendi that passed away? Are you going to win? Because the people that went even to campaign for the UDA, Eugene is called who? This guy called Watangula. That's a guy who lost the ground a long time ago. Mudavadi, including their boss called William Ruto. I told you the best thing Mudavadi can do to go and carry a casket of Mzee Raila Odinga to Kenya. That's the best, and launching a tap in Western Province. Those are people who cannot convince voters to vote at UDA.
Yes.
So you just guide my friend.
UDA
discuss individuals.
UDA
discuss policy, strategy.
UDA can't win. UDA, I'm educating you. UDA can't win any politics. See now. Don't babble, because you don't even speak good English.
That's all right.
I don't even speak good English.
Juma,
no, but it's my time.
Juma, that's all right.
No, it's my time, please.
It's guided, Juma.
Speak good English,
yes,
so
please,
I don't know
Juma,
why I'm babbling.
Yes, let's not attack each other, Juma. Let's just continue with the debate.
This guy cannot even speak good English. He's now babbling. Please keep quiet and get my point.
Juma, do not be overtaken by emotions.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But I'm saying, he keep on telling us the strategy.
Yes.
I keep on asking him, are you sure you're going to win anything?
He cannot respond to that question. He keep on riding on the look. He keep on describing on the issue of broad-based. That is his area. We have a strategy. Is a broad-based candidate. Is a broad-based. Is a UDA candidate. Nothing like that. Let me put it very clearly. Before I go to your point, there's nothing like a broad-based candidate. ODM candidate is an ODM candidate, and that is stipulated in the ballot paper. Is nothing like a broad-based in ballot paper.
Yes.
UDA is a UDA candidate, and they want to win anything with that thing so-called strategy is talking about, because he cannot. If you lost the ground and all. Number two, you cannot keep on telling us that ODM is in government, yet the 90 per head of parastatal come from one region where the president come from. If he wants ODM to be in the government, give us 50% of the head of parastatal. Give us the deputy. I think that's where Oburu is talking about. Give us the deputy now, not 2027.
Yes.
Please kindly.
Juma, it wasn't clear. It wasn't clear.
That's what I'm saying. But,
yes.
But it will be clear. It starts like that. That's politics. It starts like that. Let's be given deputy. Let's have a reshuffle. Let us be given a deputy president now, not 2027. Now, as an ODM. Because without ODM, no, wait. Without ODM now, yes, government cannot stand. It's not a lie. Without ODM, the government cannot stand. So give us the deputy now, yes, not 2027. If you think that broad-based government is a policy, is a law, give us the deputy president now as an ODM party. That's number two. Number three, those people who now is saying that we are talking of different, Sifuna is talking on his own, Atandi is talking on his own and all that. Sifuna has got a document that was signed of the broad base, and it has put it in public. He has even gone with it on the media and read and asked the other people who claim that ODM was in the government to produce their document. He has gone with it in public, and even next time we call at next Monday, I will come with the document here. There's nowhere ODM is saying that they are going to work with the government. However, those perspectives are there. So you cannot clean on something that you don't have. You're still looking for it. They're still quoting ODM if the ODM can work with the government. But if you look, the reason why there's push and pull in the ODM is that somebody like Atandi I've said, Elijah, you have asked me this question almost 3 times. These people are enjoying UDA money. They are there for personal interest, and they must push for their interest. You cannot expect Wandai to...
A right of reply.
No, wait. No, let me finish. You don't speak good English, so give me finish.
Juma, let's not attack each other.
No, but let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish my point.
Yes, just please, 1 minute.
I've answered this question several times. Huh?
Yes.
Why there's push and pull in ODM?
Yes.
There's a gap in ODM, being that there's some people who feel that we are not convinced that Ruto is the right leader to support quite a number of people. And even if Raila made a declaration, there's so many people, blended voices that in Nyanza that say no, let's just be in the government, but talking about supporting him, voting for him, we don't want. And that's what I've said. I'm just giving you 6 months, and then you'll know the direction. Within 6 months, you'll know the direction, or 7 months or so. Number 2, the reasons why you find people push and pull in ODM, if you get people like Wandai, or Pure Wandai, Mbadi, and Gladys Wanga, I've just said, Wanga, Ruto has given his husband a job in the government. What do you expect? Do you expect him to fight for our people? No, he'll fight for the husband to protect the job. Opio Wandai is not a member of ODM. Opio Wandai resigned from ODM when he joined the cabinet.
Yes, 30 seconds.
Atandi,
30 seconds.
Atandi is
from attacking individuals.
I'm mentioning. No, I'm mentioning.
Yes,
that is they are in politics. They are in politics, and that to mention. Look, you have mentioned. Look, Atandi. Look, Atandi. He knows I'm saying the truth. You know that's why he was. You don't speak good English.
Juma,
so keep quiet.
Okay, gentlemen, let's do this.
Good English, so keep quiet.
No, Juma, let's do this.
You are not speaking good English.
Juma, please.
No, let me.
Juma,
I'm not to make my point.
Let's do this then, Juma, because in fact we've kept going back and forth.
No, but he's the one interfering now. He's the one interfering, not me.
It's fine, Juma. We do this.
He knows very well. There's nothing like UDA broad-based candidate, and he keep on insisting. I keep on asking him, will you going to win any by-election? And if he's going to win, you don't need to give me.
We do this then. Let's take a tiny break. Gentlemen.
We'll come back here 2027 after 2027. You don't speak good English.
Juma, just hold on. Juma,
speak English as you went to Chamaho Primary School.
Juma, just hold on. Juma,
speak good English.
Juma, please.
Now, let me finish. Let me donate my time to you. Let me donate my time.
Juma, we do this.
No.
Shuka, just hold on. Gentlemen, we're gonna,
let me donate my time to him.
Juma, it's all right.
Let me donate my time to him.
It's all right.
UDA is a dead party. Don't cling on the broad base. Just talk of the UDA police. There's nothing like a broad base party.
Yes, Juma, we do this. Let's take a tiny breather, please, because gentlemen,
Mr. Simba,
we're out of time. We're out of time.
Which 1 minute do you want?
Let's take a breather. I'll come back, Juma. I'll come back after this break, and Shuka, sorry, I'll start with you. Once we come from this break, hopefully we're gonna have some brevity and in our debate. We take a breather once we come back. Then we come back and talk about this once we come back.
Do you need a dose of hope? If so, you are in the right place. We think of ourselves around here as hope dealers, delivering truth, power, and inspiration to hearts and minds all over the world. If nothing else has worked for you, why not give the God thing a try? For it's in the presence of God that you'll find everything that you need. Amen.
For you to forgive someone who has hurt you. How easy is it? What are some tips, a person can apply to improve their public speaking skills?
We all have personality lazy somewhere around us.
In my mind, whenever I'm invited for a public speaking event, I don't like to put a lot of, accessories or too many colors.
What are the major things to look out when choosing a school for a child?
Another cheesy conversation starter is, men do this a lot. Men look familiar. Have we met before? No. We met in
Nobody's buying that line again.
No, we don't. We don't buy it anymore.
Taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi mazuri.
Mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji. Pindi tu taarifa zinapochipuka na kutufikia papa hapa kwenye makao makuu ya chumba cha habari cha runinga ya Lookup, kwenye taifa, kwenye serikali, kwenye bunge, tunajitosa hadi kwenye sauti ya wenyeji ili kupata tu maoni ya wenyeji kuhusu masuala haya yanayochipuka.
Maana hii kitu inaenda kuumiza Mkenya kwa tax.
Hakuna kitu tunafurahia. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sisi tunaumia, si ati tunaumia ile ya kiukweli. Juu maisha ni ngumu.
Na bila shaka tunapata maoni yao ili sauti yao ipate kusikika. Na watasema hili, waseme lile, watasema hiki, na waseme kile, almuradi sauti yao ipate taa.
Mambo ya mafuta tena imekuwa ni changamoto zaidi kwa kila mtu wa bodaboda.
Uchumi ikikuwa stable, tunaamini mambo itakuwa sawa sawa.
Kwanza liko na ria wasa wa boda, mama mboga nini. Hawa sasa ndio wamefinywa zaidi man.
Mpenzi mtazamaji, hii ni bunge la wenyeji.
Up. All right, welcome back to the Morning Drift. Thank you very much for those who are watching us this morning. Let me just read a couple of sentiments that are coming through your way this morning. Job is my brother this morning. Thank you very much for watching. And he's saying, enjoying the conversation. I like the energy in the studio this morning. We also like it this morning. Thank you very much, Job. So the question is to Shiuka this morning, and you're saying, could you ask Shiuka to explain why UDA really wants to work with ODM? Can they move as a party by itself to 2027? That's a question that we're going to come to respond this morning. Also, Rosemary is watching this morning. Rosemary, thank you very much for talking to us this morning. Rosemary is asking this question. Could you ask Stephen Juma why ODM doesn't currently have a party? What is stopping them? Second question. What is stopping them from having a candidate? Second question, why is I'm going to summarize it. Good. Why is SG being fought within a party that should be looking for unity? That's the second question. Final question this morning, that I have for you this morning is coming. I don't have your name this morning. This is what they're saying this morning. Thank you. They're saying, why not just give it to Babu? He looks like a man who's got the influence that you want in the country. Final, and is the president enjoying Oburu Odinga being the AG for ODM? Like, doesn't want any other person to pick it up. So gentlemen, I'm going to give you 2 minutes, Shiuka, and then from that, respond to your questions, and Juma, you're going to respond to your questions, and after that, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for giving me time, Mr. Simba. Allow me to explain why I'm saying that the ODM candidate in this by-election is also a UDA candidate. I want people to understand that in Kenyan politics, we have had coalitions. We have Kenya Kwanza coalition. We have Azimio la Umoja coalition.
Yes.
There is nowhere on the ballot you found an Azimio candidate, or Azimio candidate, or Kenya, Azimio candidate, or Kenya Kwanza candidate. Mm-hmm. We had candidates of political parties affiliated to the coalition, and that's why I want my friend to understand why I'm saying that ODM and UDA,
yes,
we have candidates. We have agreed in the spirit of broad-based that we are going to have candidates and that we are not going to compete against ourselves because of the political strategy we have as a broad-based coalition.
Yes.
And that's why
in that coalition,
yes,
Shiuka, is it written down, and is it not just all the way up to 2027?
It is in the spirit.
Yes.
I'm talking about in the spirit, because even when you go to the law, we have got what we call in the spirit. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking about the broad-based spirit.
That's it.
We have agreed.
That's it.
We decided not to compete against each other.
That's it.
And that's why in Magarini, the ODM candidate, Honorable Harrison Kombe, is a broad-based candidate.
That's it.
UDA have withdrawn, not fielding a candidate there. And that's why in Malava, Ms. Honorable Ndagwa, a UDA candidate, is a broad-based candidate. Mm-hmm. You get me? From that understanding, I want my friend to understand from that perspective that the spirit that in politics, not everything can be written. Even in Britain, we have got an unwritten constitution. In Britain, we have unwritten constitution, but it's governing the country. So I am saying that we have got the 10-point agenda of the broad-based agreement between ODM and UDA, and we have moved further to cement the agenda. And in the same spirit, we decided not to contest against each other, but the UDA candidate belongs to the political parties in this by-election.
That's it. Just about let me. He's not responded to the question that he was asked here. So let me just again just highlight the question that was put to you this morning. It's like, why can't UDA move as a party by itself in the 2027 elections? Why are they moving with ODM?
Because it's an agreement.
Yes.
This is an agreement for the willing.
Yes.
These two parties have come together. Mm-hmm. Because of inclusivity. We want to spread development in the whole of the country.
That's it.
We want government to be inclusive, so that the previous governments have always sidelined Law Nyanza and ODM. But we decided as a party to come together in the broad-based government.
Who's courting who in this relationship? Who wants this relationship? Is it the UDA that wants this relationship, or is it the ODM that wants this relationship?
Leadership, all of them.
Yes.
Yes, all of them. Mutual benefits.
Mm-hmm. In proper circumstances, in proper circumstances, Mr. Shiuka, just take 15 seconds to respond to this. That in a relationship, there's somebody who wants it more than the other. How? Is it looking more by the day that UDA wants this relationship more than ODM wants it? Because this is what critics are saying, that nobody in UDA is complaining about what looks like UDA quoting ODM. But within ODM, you have dissenting voices. You have those who are saying we don't want it, others are saying we want it. So it looks as if UDA is the one that is happy with this relationship as opposed to ODM.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yes.
Symbiotic. Mm-hmm. It's a win-win.
That's it.
For both.
But why are some
it's a win-win.
Why are some members of ODM then complaining about it?
You know, politics is about interest. So those who they must be pushing for their own personal interest.
That's it.
You see, you cannot satisfy everybody.
That's it.
And that one is allowed in politics.
That's it.
Because we have democracy, not a party democracy.
That's it.
So when they speak, they're speaking. But when the party position, when the party has a position, that position must be respected.
Pretty much. Juma, can you respond to your questions this morning? Yes.
There's nothing like a coalition. It was not written, and if it's written, I want him to produce a document here on Monday and what is written on the broad-based agreement on Monday here. Nothing like coalition.
Yes.
He has not answered the question. Is UDA looking for ODM because it's dying? It's a dying horse. It's looking where to kneel on. If it's not a mutual agreement, win-win mean. Let me answer that guy on his behalf. The person who asked the question. Thank you for asking that question. Win-win mean. ODM has got 50 parastatal, UDA has got 50 parastatal. ODM has got 11 ministry, or UDA has got 11 ministry. ODM has got, if he's the general for the military, is appointed, we have got the LG. That is a win-win situation in the government. 50-50, that's a win. So it's not, it's just trying to pretend and run away from the question that are being asked. Is UDA a dying horse looking for ODM to kneel on? That's number one. Number two, there's nothing like a unity of bringing Kenya together. Why did they sideline Rigathi Gachagua? If they are bringing unity, then Rigathi Gachagua, in fact, one of the agenda when Ruto campaigned on a platform, he says, whatever Uhuru did to him, he will never do it to his stupidity. He said that even if they will not agree, but he will bring the mutual kind of agreement and cement it and live together for a peaceful unity. Yes. If you are trying to tell us that now bringing all Kenya together, why did they sideline Gachagua? After that question, he cannot answer.
This is a unity for the willing.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. If they feel that it's a 50-50, as he said, then let's ODM get 50 share of the government, and that's why Oburu must start pushing for deputy now, not 2027. That was the question that was asked, and I've answered it, is that UDA is a dying horse. They're looking for where to kneel or where to be buried on. That's the question. That's why it's not pretending that, oh, it's a 50-50, it's a willing, it's bringing Kenya together. Those are narratives. Go to number, go.
Yes,
it's not a win-win, I've told you.
Just, Juma, let's continue. Shuka, let's give him his time. Yes, Juma, let's continue.
It's not a win-win because the head of parastatal come from Kalenjin community and they are 90. ODM does not have any head of parastatal. If it's a win-win, give us 50. Put this clear. I'm responding to that person who asked that question.
Yes.
We need 50 head of parastatal. UDA 50 head of parastatal. We need 11 cabinet secretaries. PS, we need 24 out of balance, win-win. That's why we are now talking of win-win situation. That's one. Number two, you cannot tell us that now the broad-based candidate will be UDA and ODM candidate. When Azimio was formed and when the Ruto formed the government, when he picked some members to say that now they are the majority in the coalition, people left with their party. Why did Azimio retain the other people and say, now you belong to us? There's nothing like that. When anything happens, if ODM leave today, the government today, they will leave with that by-election, the candidate that have won by-election under ODM. So UDA, and that's why that question is being asked, why can't UDA move on their own, field their candidate, they have the resources, they claim that they have a strategy and win, so that they don't claim a broad base. That broad base is not written anywhere. And if I'm lying, next on Monday, let the lobby group, he's called himself lobby chairman of the lobby group, bring the document here, I bring the document here, so that everybody to table the document. There's no coalition agreement, there's nothing like that in broad-based government, and a broad-based document that is claimed to be, there's nothing. And if I'm lying, on Monday, call us, he bring the document here. On Monday, call us, he bring the coalition agreement here on Monday, which I know he will not surface, he will not come here. He will not come. Now, go back to the question that our viewer is asking.
Yes.
ODM have already said that Raila just passed on, just a few days, and as Raila has put it the other few weeks before he passed away, that we did not agree to work with the UDA in 2027. We'll chart our own way. So Raila just passed, ODM is reorganized, and it's a big party, it's a strong party. They have a candidate. ODM cannot, I've answered this question several times, we cannot fail to get a candidate. If we decide Babu Tosha today, Babu will kick Ruto out of power very fast. So if you say Simbarati Tosha today, if you say Hassan Joe is Tosha today, if you say Oparanya Tosha today, so ODM is a party, is a big party, we're going to give a candidate if that the need arise. That one, I can assure that to our viewer, yes, the candidate will be there, and if decided that Babu Owino will carry the flag, we cannot run, Sifuna will carry the flag of ODM, we cannot run short of candidate in ODM. But also to remind the viewer that 2 years before election is still long. The candidate normally come out in 10 months, 8 months to the election. So let the viewer relax. We'll give the candidate. I know the problem with the UDA people. They want us to give the candidate so that they fear running against the slogan. I've answered this question several times. The slogan will be Ruto versus Kenya. One term versus Kenya. That will going to be the slogan. So you should not be worried. And the last question that he has asked, why is this Sifuna being fought? Sifuna is the Secretary General of the party. He has the document that was signed. The other people who are speaking, they're speaking on their own interests. Because I'm a cabinet secretary in the government, I have to defend that government. They are no longer members of the party, by the way. They resigned from the party when they were appointed in the cabinet. And that's why Guru said yesterday clearly that Mbadi, Wandai, Joe and Oparanya that not speak for the party. They don't belong to the party. If they want to speak of the party, they resign first and then they come back to the party. Then they'll be given a slot to speak on behalf of the party. So Sifuna has the document, and that's why I keep on insisting. If my brother thinks there was a document crafted on a coalition ODM, let him table here on Monday and write it somewhere so he should not miss. If a document written for broad-based government, let him table it here on Monday. There's nothing like that.
That's it, pretty much. Shuka, I'm going to give you your time now, and I want us to pick you from this point, gentlemen. Hopefully the next part of our conversation then is essentially tied to this, but also looking at exactly what's going on in the ODM politics in the country. We do know that the Jubilee Party is also alive in Kenyan politics as it is, and they've already appointed their flag bearer, one, Fred Matiang'i. But what's happening in the background as well is that we're hearing what remains to be, and I don't know whether Stephen Juma would like to correct that, what remains to be the opposition in the country now, besides the broad-based government conversation, that is the likes of Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, and Rigathi Gachagua, they've also been speaking. We can't say what they're planning toward, but what we can confirm as Look Up TV and me in the newsroom is that we've seen them captured together. Those meetings, they've happened, but the deliberations are not yet known. As it stands now, there's this conversation that the only reason as to why the president would wish to hold on to ODM is because in the event that the other team quotes ODM and presents candidate towards the 2027 general elections, then it's done and dusted for the president. There seems to be that understanding. Shiyuka, what will you say? Is that the reason as to why this politics of ODM and the ODM direction now are more important than ever for the president now? Because in the event a decision is made by the likes of Edwin Sifuna now, who are speaking so much against us moving into beyond 2027 with this broad-based conversation, then it becomes a bit complex to figure how the turnout is going to be in 2027 after the statement for Tutashinda Asubuhi na Mapema.
Thank you so much. What I can say, I don't want to talk on behalf of the opposition so much.
That's it.
But what I can say is, as a party, as a ruling party, we have our own strategy to win this election. And we are working with ODM not because of anything, but because we want to heal the country. We want to bring the country together.
Not because of the numbers that they would bring into
For the numbers.
Yes.
I'm not saying working with ODM for the numbers.
Yes.
But this is a working together of the willing. Of the willing. Because ODM...
Shukan, I'm sorry, you still have your time.
Yes.
Is that why it becomes complex? That even when you say for the willing, the willing would not add up to what the total sum you will want for the numbers in our party. That for you now, the best feeling would be for ODM to move in one direction. And that is, be in this government beyond 2027. Is that what you would wish? And is that what is becoming a bit difficult? Is that what we're seeing the likes of the party SG, Edwin Sifuna, getting fought so much to the point of being told you might be kicked out?
You know, as UDA,
yes,
as a ruling party, we already have our candidate, who is Dr. William Ruto.
That's it.
And we know, for us to win the election 2027, we need 50+1 of the casted votes.
That's it.
So there is nothing wrong if we feel that by having ODM on our side, we shall get 50+1. There is nothing wrong, because that is politics, that's democracy. So you are working together with the ODM. If we are working together with the ODM and other like-minded parties coming together, we work together to win the Legame election, then there's no problem. Because the other side also, we are working hard to get 50+1.
That's it. Let's go back to the statement that President said this weekend when he was in Western. He said, you know what, only Raila Odinga could compete with me. Now that he's out of the equation, it's gonna be Mapema na Asubuhi, all right? Is that not a man? Would I be wrong to change? Would I be wrong to change that statement then to, I would want Raila Amolo Odinga's people to be with me? Because then, if Raila Amolo Odinga's people are against me, then that is like Raila Amolo Odinga was against me again in the 2027 election. So it's going to be difficult. That's why the ODM conversation now is very, very important for the president, because he knows very well that if indeed they move away from the broad-based government conversation, then the 2027 election becomes a bit complex because of the numbers issue, which he himself has expressed this weekend. Shiyuka.
ODM is very important to UDA, as UDA is important to ODM. That is why. That is why I'm saying it's a win-win situation.
What is this?
And let me paraphrase.
How many?
Let me paraphrase.
Yes, Shiyuka.
The one of the party leader.
That's it.
Oburu Odinga.
That's it.
When he was in Mombasa.
Yes.
He said, and I quote.
Yes.
That ODM will either form government or be part of government. We are not going to be outside the government. That's what he said.
That's it.
What that does tells you that ODM, he has realized that ODM cannot form government on its own. It needs partners like UDA, for it to be in government or form government.
He has also said this.
And that's the reality of politics.
He has also
you
said,
cannot ignore that.
That's it. Shuka, just take a minute on this before we cross over to Juma. Juma will be coming to you shortly. He has also said this weekend that the only way that ODM can remain strong as a party is if they field a candidate for the 2027 general elections.
Let me
does that complicate things for you, dear?
Let me tell you this. As a political party,
yes,
fielding a presidential candidate is not the real thing. Forming the government and being in the government is the real thing for any political party and for any political leadership.
Yes.
And from the leadership of the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga, and I think the leadership of ODM are wise enough to understand that fielding a candidate, only to fielding a candidate, is not the thing. Forming the government and being in government is the thing.
That's it.
That's why the late Honorable Odinga always had handshakes, because he understood what to be in government means.
Pretty much.
And that's why Oburu Odinga said, and I repeat, that ODM is either going to form government or be part of government.
That's it. Here's the thing, Stephen Juma, even as you respond to that as well. I want to put the same question to you, gentlemen. We only have 10 minutes left, so I'd like us to catch up on the rest of the topics this morning as quickly as we can. Ruth Odinga has come out this weekend, and this is what she said. This nonsense about two-term conversations within ODM is not going to help her party. That's what she said. She's actually called on the party to field a strong candidate for the 2027 general elections. SG, Edwin Sifuna, is on point this morning, and I'm reading his notes here this morning. He has warned ODM party members who are using the two-term chants in ODM political campaigns. Back to the same question that I asked you, Juma, this morning, that there's an opposition that is already forming in this conversation. There's a perceived feeling that currently as it is, ODM is not in opposition because of the broad-based government conversation. Fine, as it were. But it looks as if there is an opposition forming, one of Rigathi Gachagua, Martha Karua, Fred Matiang'i, and Kalonzo Musyoka. And this is what Rigathi Gachagua said this weekend, that in the event that my associates are going to agree that it's going to be Kalonzo Musyoka on our side, I'm going to do the biggest campaign for Kalonzo Musyoka, bigger than the one that I did for William Ruto, for him to clinch the 2022 general election. Is there a fear from the UDA side that should this opposition that is forming court the ODM side to work together to 2027, then it's a done and dusted election agenda for 2027, Stephen? Yes.
They must, and that's why the viewer asked that question.
Yes.
Can they go on their way? They must start thinking, going on their way. Because let me tell you, Uhuru was in Bondo even after the burial of Raila Odinga. He went to visit the family. You don't know what they discussed. If today Uhuru decided that he convinced the other opposition, the other Martha Karua, and to support one Babu Owino, that's ODM gone and join. Even say, okay, Kalonzo, you guys sit together, agree. If your intention is to send Ruto home, this is the guy to take Ruto home. He's a young guy, he's a popular, charismatic, nationalist, very focused. Let's go to Babu Owino. Let's support him. If your intention is to send Babu home, that changed the scenario. Even in one day, in one night, even in 1 year, even in 1 month, UDA will be left alone. And that's what I'm saying. My brother here need to tell us the truth. Is the UDA depending on ODM or is a win-win? If it's a win-win, why are we not getting our share half of the cabinet? Why are we not getting a half of the parastatal? It's not a win-win, and that's what I keep on saying. My brother here to come here on Monday, table the broad-based agreement that was signed, table that coalition agreement when it was there, so that the public should know. Because AG, which is the secretary of the party, has tabled. In a day-bed light, he went to citizen, Naka table. There's nothing like those. Those are things that, because UDA is a dying horse, at this moment, they're looking of where to kneel on. But the viewer asks a good question. What is ODM? And you keep on asking this question. What if ODM decide to move on their way? Political scenario change. That's why UDA must be left alone. And if he said last weekend that he can win the presidential, he's a lone ranger, he's running alone, there's no one to compete with, why does he kneel on ODM? Why is he cutting ODM? Why can't he go away with the UDA? He has a ruling party, they have a strategy, they have resources, they have everything. Why should he be able to kneel on ODM? Because he knows he's going nowhere. He knows the ground has shifted and he doesn't have any ground. Right now, UDA is ranked at 15% popularity. He doesn't have. And that's why I keep on asking my brother, will you win by any by-election in Kenya? And let us meet after 27. If he will win, he will come here, complaining that he's a chairman of lobby group. Go and lobby your people to vote for you in by-election, and let's meet here. Now, the last part of it is that I cannot talk about the opposition so much, because I see this opposition going to disintegrate at some point. It was formed too early. Normally, Kenyan politics, the tradition is that the presidential candidate, even a strong coalition that's going to challenge the government, come 8 months, 10 months before election, because I don't think they have that enough resources to run this campaign until the end. That's one, and that's why Uhuru is playing in between. And the Uhuru factor is going to play a major role whoever going to compete with the Ruto in 2027. However much Jubilee has given the ticket to Matiang'i, those things can still change. It's just a principle and they will agree and all that. But if the end that Uhuru said that is Babu Owino, Ruto will go home na mapema and maybe vie with Kanu, because right now, I don't think where he's going to get on party. But I don't even understand why Ruto is wrangling for ODM. There's a party in Rift Valley called Kanu, the independent party. Why can't he? Because he convinced Gideon Moi the other day. I don't see the value Gideon Moi is adding in the government. But anyway, it's democratic, right? It's allowed. But he can convince Gideon Moi to give him party where he come from to run with that party. Why is that he angling to ODM? He's angling to ODM because he knows this is a dying horse. This is a dying moment. Even his statement in Western was fear. He was talking out of fear. He knows the ground. The ground is going to run, Ruto is going to run against the slogan. And he knows the ground is slippery. And that's why he has even held on not to reshuffle the cabinet. I can tell you for sure. People like Mudavadi, Watangula, Kindiki Kituri, after that by-election, almost everybody is going to go home. Ruto is going to do a reshuffle that you guys will not believe, because he will realize these people, they're just eating their money like the other people eating his money in Nyanza, but they're not delivering anything. The political shift in this country, in that UDA ruling party, is going to take place after 27. Ruto is going to do a big reshuffle that will disappoint people like Mudavadi and everything, because he knows they aren't going to deliver, and that's going to turn an event in the government. So let's hold on. Let's not be in a hurry. 2 years to election is too far. Many things going to happen. And if the UDA think a strategy, if they have a strategy, because first, they had a strategy of killing Jay-Z. That did not work. To silence their voice, that did not work. It failed. And all his strategy has been failing. Finance bill failed. Strategy of killing Jay-Z failed. The strategy of now luring ODM is not working out. The dissenting voice in ODM that does not agree with him. And even if you go to the ground in Nyanza, many people are not happy with Ruto's candidature. And that's why I keep on saying that we are just eating Ruto's money. Let me just tell you, for frank and for free, and take it to the bank. We just want support someone who does not respect the humanity, don't respect the law, freedom of speech and expression, killing and silent voice. That's not what Raila Odinga was standing for. And that's why Sufuna keep on tabling this. Let him table his document on Monday. Those two agreements, I will agree with him and I will respect him.
Pretty much. Gentlemen, we only have 5 minutes left, so I want to take your final sentiments on this one. I'm going to give you 2 minutes.
I will give the...
Yes, and I'm going to give you 2 minutes for this one as well. On this one, just attach this to this then. I mean...
In Kenya,
yes,
we allow internal party democracy. And if there are dissenting voices or voices of different opinion, apart from what ODM and UDA signed, that is acceptable because we are a democracy. But when I say that ODM and UDA, it was win-win, it does not mean that we must have 50-50. Win-win does not mean 50-50. Win-win means you got what you bargained for. And ODM got what they bargained for. They're not complaining. They have not issued an official statement to say that we negotiated for this and we were shortchanged. So my friend here should make reference to his party leaders. Because to me, ODM party has not made any official statement to say that we signed a broad-based agreement with UDA and we were shortchanged. We are not shortchanged. So ODM are comfortably in broad-based agreement with UDA. Number one. Number two, they are completely comfortable because they have not complained. And that's why I said win-win. And win-win does not mean 50-50 because they ended this agreement when already the government was already been formed. So we accommodated according to what the Right Honorable and the President agreed. And everything is moving on well. We are not fools as a party not to quote a strong party as ODM for the win. We are not fools because that's why we entered into an agreement to work together so that we can progressively take Kenya to the next level.
Pretty much. Yes, thank you very much. In 2 minutes, two minutes then, Juma, and just as you respond, let me just give you this so you insert it.
The leader dies by saying, I only donate the experts in the government. We are not in the government. Many times the party leader, the late party leader, said several times, so we only donate experts to the government. And those experts resign from the party. We do not donate ODM to the government. Let him vote very clear, but if he feels so, let him bring the document here on Monday. Okay. Let him bring the document here on Monday. We want to tell the people the truth. On Monday, I wish he will be here to bring the document. Lastly, I wish UDA, by wasting all these resources, empowerment, develop a sustainable economy. Since they have failed on that, they are making a government to be an NGO, moving left, right, and center with an empowerment activities that are not. Yesterday, somebody posted rivers in Nandi. They are almost collapsing. Nandi, the center of Rift Valley, rivers are collapsing. The children cannot go to school and pass those rivers. Yet somebody goes to church and donate 50 million, and the rivers in his place, in his area where he come from, are collapsing. They are nothing. Children cannot go to school. Please, I want the ruling party, the Ruto administration, focus on the pledges and the promises that he made to Kenyans. Let's forget about winning power. It's not what Kenya wants by now. Kenya wants those promises to be fulfilled. Right now, it's at 10%. Since he promised many things, there's nothing this guy is doing. He's moving around and campaigning on top of vehicles. From 2013, there's a road in Vihiga. He has launched that road 8 times. 8 times. The issue of Mira, he has promised the people of Meru almost 21 times on the same thing, narrative, changing story. What we want, let government focus on service delivery now. And let UDA, go and tell your boss, let UDA focus on their strategy as a UDA, as a party. And that viewer asked a very good question. Let's not quote ODM, which is not interested. By the way, ODM is not interested in UDA, by the way. To be very honest here. We are interested on UDA money. And that is going to be confirmed.
As we clear. 15 seconds.
We are going to confirm this after by-election on 27th.
Pretty much.
As much as
15 seconds.
As much as I know.
Yes, 15 seconds.
We respect our collaboration with ODM.
That's it.
Anything.
That's it. We are done. And we step out. And we step out. Juma, let me thank you. Let me thank you then as we step out of the studio. Gentlemen, I've enjoyed. It's been a wonderful show this morning. Thank you very much for making your contribution. And I know there's a lot of comments that we've not read this morning. Guess what? I so hope that on Monday I will have you again so that we can continue that conversation. And that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right. This morning we step out of the studio, take them to the Candid agendas at online and Look Up TV across all your social media platforms. I am at Kenya Gesimba. You can actually capture that handshake this morning so we can step out of the studio as friends. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow for another conversation.